Success is not something you chase. It is something you attract by the person you become. You can pursue all the goals in the world. You can run after money, opportunity, applause. But if your character, your habits, and your mindset are not aligned with success, it will slip through your fingers like water through a clenched fist. The truth, my friend, is this: you do not get what you want, you get what you are. The man who attracts success has trained himself in thought and in discipline. He has mastered his inner world long before the outer world bows to him. He does not wait for opportunity. He becomes the type of man that opportunity seeks. You see, wealth, greatness, achievement, these things are not given. They are drawn to those who have earned them in silence, in struggle, in unseen hours of consistent effort. Look around at the world. Most people are working harder to look successful than to become successful, but you must be different. You must understand that becoming the person who attracts success requires transformation, not imitation. You must stop asking, "What do I want from life?" and start asking, "Who must I become to deserve that life?" To attract success, you must embody discipline, because success responds to consistency. You must think with clarity, because success avoids the confused. You must speak with certainty, walk with integrity, and act with intention, because success clings to those who move with purpose. Every morning you wake up is a chance to build the habits that will shape your identity, and your identity will shape your future. Success is not a game of chance. It is the result of cause and effect, and the greatest cause behind all enduring success is the transformation of the self. A man does not attract what he wants, he attracts what he is. The law is unchanging. If you are to become wealthy, you must first become the kind of man who deserves wealth. If you desire power, you must become powerful in thought, in action, in integrity. You cannot expect riches to flow into the hands of a man who has not first built the character to manage them. Nor can you expect opportunity to seek the one who has not sharpened himself to be ready. It is a law of life that you draw into your reality the exact conditions that mirror your internal state. A weak, undisciplined man will attract chaos, confusion, and missed chances. A strong, directed man will attract clarity, momentum, and results. It begins within, always. Before the outer world recognizes your potential, you must see it and command it from within yourself. Most men are waiting for luck, waiting for recognition, waiting for the right time. But life does not respond to the man who waits. It responds to the man who decides. To attract success, you must become success-minded. You must discipline your thoughts to dwell on possibility, not problems. You must fix your eyes on growth, not lack. You must speak only that which supports your future and act in accordance with your highest self, even when no one is watching. The law does not reward the pretender. It rewards the man who has become, in full truth, what he claims to be. It is not about appearing successful. It is about embodying success so fully that the world cannot help but respond to you. The secret lies not in the pursuit, but in the preparation. You must become so rooted in purpose, so committed to progress, so relentless in your refinement that the results are drawn to you as naturally as the flame draws the moth. Your work, your energy, your presence becomes magnetic, not because you demand attention, but because you have built yourself into a man of value, and value always attracts its equal. You must rise each morning and ask yourself, am I becoming the man my vision requires? Not once, not occasionally, but daily. The habits you cultivate, the thoughts you entertain, the standard you uphold, that is your identity. And identity always overpowers intention. If you wish to attract greatness, you must become great in secret. If you wish to lead, you must first lead yourself. You cannot attract that which you have not yet earned through sweat, through struggle, through sacrifice. Success is not granted to the one who pleads for it. It is drawn to the one who builds himself into the kind of man it cannot ignore. And that transformation, that inward conquest, is the true beginning of every legacy ever forged. The world bends to the man who refuses to bend in his discipline. Discipline is the invisible force that shapes destinies and builds empires. It is the root of all sustained achievement and the armor of all who rise above mediocrity. A man may be gifted, he may be intelligent, he may even be inspired, but if he is not disciplined, he will falter when pressure arrives. Discipline is not a feeling. It is a decision made in the silence of your own mind and honored in the darkness when no one is watching. It is the foundation upon which consistency is built, and consistency is the rhythm that commands respect from both men and circumstances. Consistency is power, not because it is glamorous, but because it is rare. Anyone can be motivated for a day, inspired for a week, focused for a moment, But the man who builds the habit of showing up regardless of mood, the one who moves forward even when the world feels heavy, that man becomes unstoppable. His results compound, his influence grows, his confidence is forged in the fires of repetition, and through the slow grind of daily obedience to his purpose, he becomes magnetic. Opportunities find their way to the man who lives with structure. Success gravitates toward those who are dependable, not erratic. Life opens doors for the one who proves through action, not words, that he can be trusted to carry weight, to follow through, to execute. And that trust begins with self-trust. A man who breaks promises to himself cannot be trusted by the world. A man who builds integrity with himself through discipline and consistency becomes a force that cannot be denied. You must discipline yourself in every area: your thinking, your actions, your habits, your time. Each decision, no matter how small, is a vote for the man you are becoming. The discipline to rise early, to plan your day, to guard your energy, to reject distractions. These are not minor acts. They are sacred rituals of self-respect. They are signals to life itself that you are serious about your calling. And in time, the world will reflect that seriousness back to you in the form of results, influence, and legacy. It is not the explosive effort that wins the race. It is the consistent, deliberate steps taken day after day with unwavering focus. Every day you show up, you separate yourself from the 90% who quit when it's hard, who seek comfort over commitment, who wait for perfect conditions. Success is not drawn to the one who is brilliant once, it is drawn to the one who is committed always. Discipline is the gate. Consistency is the key. Walk through it, and life will yield to your will, not by chance, but by choice, not through luck, but through relentless loyalty to your higher standard. This is the path of those who rise. This is the mindset of the few who attract everything they once chased. A man may polish his shoes, press his suit, and speak with charm, but if his character is weak, life will strip him bare. For appearance may open a door, but only character will keep it open. You may fool a crowd with a smile or impress a room with borrowed confidence, but success has sharper eyes. It sees through pretense. It waits patiently for the truth of who you are to surface. And when that moment comes, as it always does, it will not reward your image. It will measure your integrity, your discipline, your values. In the long run, character is the only currency that holds value. We live in an age that worships the surface. Men chase validation through style, status, and spectacle. But you must not be deceived. The substance of a man, his convictions, his consistency, his inner code, is what ultimately draws real power to him. Reputation is what others think you are. Character is what you truly are when no one is watching. The man of character does not perform. He lives by principle. He does not say what is convenient. He speaks what is right. He does not shift with the crowd. He walks alone if necessary in the direction of truth. Your results in life will not be determined by how impressive you seem, but by how deeply you are rooted. Like a tree, you may stretch upward, but if your roots are shallow, the first storm will expose you. Success will test your patience. Power will test your humility. Temptation will test your values, and only character will hold you steady. The world does not reward the man who looks ready. It crowns the one who is ready, forged through quiet struggle and private victories. Do not confuse charisma with credibility. Charisma may get attention, but credibility earns trust. Trust is built slowly through disciplined repetition of right action, and trust is what people follow. If your actions do not match your words, your empire will collapse, first in spirit, then in substance. Build yourself into a man whose word is law, whose handshake is stronger than any contract, whose presence radiates authenticity because he has nothing to hide. You must become a man who holds himself to a standard higher than applause, because applause is fleeting, but character is eternal. You must speak with honesty even when it costs you. You must act with integrity even when no one will notice, for it is in those moments, those quiet, invisible decisions, that your future is shaped. You are not just building a business, a reputation, or a legacy. You are building you, and if the man behind the image is hollow, all that he builds will crumble in time. Success will test the truth of who you are. So build strength in silence. Cultivate integrity with every choice. Lead with principle, not performance. And remember, what you build on image is fragile. What you build on character is unshakable. The seeds of greatness are always planted in silence. Long before a man is applauded, long before his name is spoken with admiration, long before the world acknowledges his triumph, he has already conquered something far greater, himself. Public victory is the result of private preparation. It is not born on the stage, under the lights, or in front of the crowd. It is born in the darkness of early mornings, in the solitude of focused work, in the discipline to persist when there is no reward in sight. Every achievement the world calls success was once a quiet choice, repeated 1,000 times when no one was watching. The average man seeks recognition without readiness. He wants the reward without the responsibility, the title without the toil. But life does not operate by such fantasy. It demands proof. It demands consistency. It demands that you become worthy before it grants you visibility. The man who rises in public has already prepared in private. He has faced doubt and defeated it with faith. He has met failure and answered with persistence. He has walked through days of monotony where nothing seemed to move, and yet he moved anyway. This is the training ground of all lasting success. True preparation is not glamorous. It is lonely, often thankless, and deeply uncomfortable. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you say no to distractions, to comfort, to ease. It asks that you give your best long before anyone notices you're giving anything at all. It is in this sacred space of solitude that your real strength is built. Not just the strength of skill, but of character, of resilience, of unwavering purpose. The man who wins in public is not lucky. He is ready. He has rehearsed the moment in his mind, in his effort, in his belief. He has already lived the victory 100 times in his preparation. The tragedy is that most men are waiting to be seen before they start acting like someone worth watching. But the wise man knows that he must first become, then be recognized. He does not need applause to validate his journey. He needs only the silent approval of his own conscience, knowing he did the work, kept the promise, honored the standard. Public victory is simply the world catching up to what he already knew in his heart, that he is ready. There is no shortcut to this path, no hacks, no substitutes. You must earn the right to rise, and you earn it in obscurity when no one is asking, when no one is clapping, when no one is watching. That is the moment when future empires are built. It is the man who refuses to quit in the absence of recognition who will one day be recognized. It is the man who prepares when there is no opportunity in sight who will be the one prepared when opportunity finally arrives. Because life does not give you what you dream about, it gives you what you are prepared to handle. Destiny is not crafted in moments of inspiration, but in the quiet choices a man makes each day. Every sunrise brings with it a question not asked by the world, but whispered in the mind. Who will you be today? And how you answer that question determines the shape of your life, not someday, not when conditions are ideal, but now. For destiny is not written in the distant future. It is etched into the present by the hand of habit, of discipline, of intention. The man who wakes with purpose, who steps into his day with clarity, is not hoping for success. He is becoming success. You do not rise to the level of your vision. You fall to the standard of your identity. An identity is not fixed. It is forged. Forged by repeated thought, forged by repeated behavior, forged by the commitments you keep with yourself when no one else is around. Each day is a sculptor's tool in your hands, and the self you become is the result of what you carve with it. You are not the man you wish you were. You are the man you choose to be today, and that choice is made in the small, mundane, repeated actions that most overlook. A man becomes great not through a single act, but through a series of decisions made in alignment with the future he demands. You must not wait for motivation, for the world to notice, for a lucky break. You must assume the identity of the man who already has what you seek. Walk like him, think like him, speak like him, act as if the crown you desire is already on your head, and in time the world will catch up to the truth you have lived. This is not deception, it is direction. It is choosing to embody the outcome before it is visible. Your identity is shaped most in the hours when excuses would be easier. When comfort whispers and you respond with discipline, when distraction tempts and you answer with focus, when quitting seems rational and yet you persist. Every time you win that battle, you cast a vote for the man you're becoming, and that man builds his destiny not by chance, not by luck, but by consistency. There is no external circumstance strong enough to hold back the man who has made a daily decision to become unstoppable. Because life respects identity, it responds to the man who has proven through action that he will not be denied. If you want a powerful life, become a powerful individual. If you want to lead others, lead yourself. If you want to impact the world, master your mornings, your mindset, your moments. For the one who takes control of his identity takes command of his future. He understands that the habits he lives today are the prophecy of the life he will live tomorrow. He does not guess at destiny. He builds it, one disciplined day at a time. You do not stumble into greatness. You construct it brick by brick, thought by thought, action by action. The man who attracts success does not wait for opportunity. He prepares for it in silence. He chooses discipline when comfort calls, builds character when no one is watching, and becomes the kind of person who draws success not by luck, but by law. The world does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. And what you are is the result of who you choose to be every single day. Decide. Discipline yourself. Develop the identity that commands destiny. The path is clear. Become, and you shall attract.